Alright, Shalom. I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto YAHAWASHI, Bashim Chakadash. Double honors to my elder apostles at Great Millstone. Sing honor salutation to all you sincere brothers. Peace and blessings also be to all you sincere men, women, and children that consist of the 1/3. And peace and blessings also be to the confusion of faces in the four corners of the earth. Shalom. Peace and blessings be unto you all. And this is basically been inspired by Elder Apostle Tahar's recent re-upload of Nathan. You're talking about the Most High's mark of the beast. It's Ezekiel, the 9th chapter, the 4th verse, but it's really not to go in on the same subject of what the Heavenly, what Elder Apostle Tahar spoke about, but nonetheless, though, that mark is, like the Elder said, a mark of exemption for us, the elect. All right, for those who fear the Lord and for those who keep His commandments. This is Ezekiel 9:4. And the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem. And we are a people before a place. So Jerusalem and Israel will be you so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. It said, a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. And who is there who's sighing and crying? It goes back to Isaiah 58:1. Cry aloud and spare not. You know, when you're crying aloud, it's like, and you're giving a message, that's really like you blowing a trumpet while you're really trying to get someone's attention. Rawai. Okay? So that's us who crying aloud on the highways and byways and trying to bid our people into the marriage, even by the foolishness of preaching. Okay? So it says, say they mark upon the foreheads of them. So let's go into the word mark. The Elder Pastor Tahar already went into it, but just for edification's sake, it goes to the word mark. And it's Thawa. Alright, Thawa. More like Thaw. But it's Thawa. It says desire mark as a sign of exemption from judgment. Okay? A sign of exemption from judgment. So nonetheless though, that's talking about the Heavenly Father's. That's talking about the Heavenly Father's righteous indignation that's gonna come here upon the earth. Okay, it said that we're going to be exempt from that. So in the process of that happening, this is what we're doing through the Spirit. This is Revelation chapter 7 verse 1. And after these things I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth. The 4 winds will talk about destruction. That the wind shall not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree. And I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living God. He cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels, to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea. This is the point. Saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our God in their foreheads. Alright? That's through the Spirit of YAHAWASHI. Call her lawyer. Matter of fact, I'm going to stay right here. I'm going to just use this Bible to go back to Ezekiel. So now let's go back to Ezekiel to get a better understanding who this righteous mark of exemption of the judgment of the Heavenly Father is going to be upon. Okay? Ezekiel 9:4 again. And the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. It said to who? The men. That be the 144,000. Alright? Now let me prove that point. Revelation chapter 7, verse 3 again, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our God in their foreheads. And I heard the number of them which were sealed. And there were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel. Okay? And it goes on to say, of the tribe of Judah that was sealed 12,000, of the tribe of Reuben was sealed 12,000, the tribe of Gad was sealed 12,000, and so forth and so forth and so forth. Now, I want you to hearken into this point as well, because that was the 144,000. But then John the Revelator mentioned this, Revelation chapter 7 verse 9. After this, and lo, a great multitude which no man can number, of all nations and kindreds and people and tongues, stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palms in their hands. Now, why does it say a great multitude And it says, of all nations and kindreds. Because when John the Revelator saw the Gentiles, who would be the confusion of faces, Israelites, this is what he wrote down. But that would be the Israelites, okay? And cry with it, verse 10, and cry with a loud voice, saying, salvation to our God which sitteth upon the throne and unto the Lamb. So that would have to be Israelites. That great multitude would be the 1/3 as well. But that's what that mark is talking about when you go to Revelation chapter 7. And when you go to Ezekiel chapter 9 verse 4. Now I'm going to pull out a precept just to go to show that the angels will be protecting us, and that evil to come, that judgment will be for the wicked of our people and for the wicked of this world. Salakia. This is Sirach 39 and 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes in a time of destruction. They pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. It said appease the wrath of him that made them. So there be evil spirits, not wicked, slack. There be evil spirits out here that are evil angels, which the Heavenly Father will send upon 2/3 of the heathens. That's why the Lord said He's going to set a mark on us. What's going to be that mark? The mark of exemption. That's your name written in the book of life. That's why we keep the commandment. That's where life is, salvation. That's why we go so hard. Call on YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI. Okay? Verse 29. Fire and hail and famine and death. All these were created for vengeance. You know what? That almost reminded me of the four winds. I'm just speaking through the spirit. Teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword. Salakia. Punishing the wicked to destruction. They shall rejoice in his commandment, and they shall be ready upon earth when need is, and when their time is come, they shall not transgress his word. Okay? But what did it say at verse 30? Teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction. Only the wicked. Okay, remember Jeremiah 5 and 26, if I'm not mistaken, it said, amongst my people I have found wicked men. And also the wicked seed of Esau and the other heathen nations who also participated in the slavery of our people, and who also had us in captivity in ancient times. So that's who. So the Heavenly Father's coming to mark those, okay, who sigh and cry, who is against this truth. That's only who the Bible is written for. Those who think upon His name and upon His commandments. Let's go to Malachi 3, real quick. Malachi 3 and 16. It says, then they that feared the Lord spake often one to another, and the Lord hearkened and heard it, and a book of remembrance was written before him for them that fear the Lord, and that thought upon his name. And they shall be mine, saith the Lord of hosts, in that day when I make up my jewels, and I will spare them as a man spareth his own son that serveth him. What he said? That serveth him. What it says? Hold back the four winds until the servants are sealed in their foreheads. The mark of exemption is sealed. Their names written in the book of life. Call HALAL YAHAWASHI YAHAWASHI. It's so beautiful, man. That's why we continue to push this word and put out the truth. Because hey, Bishop Nathaniel saying that, man, you're gonna lead a lot of people to destruction because you're gonna make them take that chip, which is talking about in the book of Revelation, chapter 13. I can't make this too long on my break, you know? It's a Salakia. So I want to bring out one more precept through the Spirit, just to prove a point. I'm going to the book of Psalm, and this is going to be the outcome through the Spirit. I'm just speaking as a man. I'm not saying this is exactly what's going to happen, but through the Spirit, this is what I perceive is going to be the outcome of when the Heavenly Father put that mark of exemption upon us, man. Okay. Psalm 91, the whole psalm is beautiful, but I'm going to get to the point. All right. Psalm 91 and 1. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of Yahweh, He is my refuge and my fortress. My God, in Him will I trust. Surely He shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. The noisome pestilence goes back to them thermonuclear warheads, okay? Because it's going to be a big bang when they hit, and the radiation is going to make this place desolate, and no man shall inhabit it again. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. His trust shall be thy shield and buckler. Trusting, your faith is what's going to, your shield of faith. Come on. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day. Arrow that flieth by day. That's talking about a nuke, a missile. Alright? And here goes on the key point. Nor for the pestilence that walking in darkness, the measles, all these breakouts of diseases, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. I have created a waster to destroy. Okay? 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked. Call HALAL, YAHAWASHI, the last two verses. Because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation. The name of the Lord is a strong tower, and the righteous run therein, and they are safe. There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. For he shall give his angels charge over thee. So who's putting that mark of exemption on you? Through the Spirit, by the Lord, the angels, to keep thee in all thy ways. Man. So nonetheless, I pray you edified with this video. I want to give all honor, glory, and praises unto Yahawah, BABAL, YAHAWASHI, BABAL. Like I always say, man, ask for forgiveness, pray without ceasing, stay humble, remain diligent. Salaki YAHAWASHI, BABAL. Them yad. Salaki, I thought somebody was coming. Palal, them yad. Lawan Kanai, Lawan Mahar. Shalom.